A man's wife had just left for work, leaving him home alone for the day. At first, everything seemed normal. He enjoyed the quiet, scrolled on his phone, and went about his morning without a second thought. But after a few hours, the atmosphere shifted, and something happened that shook him to the core.
Alright. I just want to let you guys know, like, I'm home alone. There's nobody here. Whoa, okay.
From the bathroom door came a series of knocks, clear and deliberate. He grabbed his camera and began filming, his voice uneasy as he explained the situation to the audience. To test it, he knocked 3 times back against the door. What followed stunned him. The exact same 3 knocks echoed back from the other side. Gathering what little courage he had, he slowly opened the door and stepped inside, only to find nothing at all. The bathroom was empty, silent and still, yet the feeling that he wasn't alone lingered heavily in the air. Dean was working his usual night shift as a security guard at the mall, a job that often left him with long stretches of silence and empty hallways. He never minded the quiet until strange things began to happen after dark. At first, it was small things such as distant creaks and the sound of something faintly tapping, but soon the noises grew harder to ignore. Determined to prove he wasn't imagining it, Dean pulled out his phone and began recording.
Let them know where I'm at. Dude, like, I'm so on edge now. So freaking on edge. It's creepy, man. You're so freaking creepy. I don't know. Dude, what the hell was that? What the hell was that? What the hell was that? What the heck? These freaking chairs just moved. What the Okay. I'm done. Nope.
The footage starts with him walking through a corridor when a loud dragging sound echoes nearby. The unmistakable noise of something heavy like a table being pulled across the floor. He quickly pans around, but nothing looks out of place. Just as he tries to calm himself, a chair in front of him suddenly slides forward. Then again, moving twice on its own with no one near it, Dean's breathing grows heavier, and the fear takes over. Without waiting to see what might happen next, he bolts from the area, his footsteps pounding as the clip ends. A ghost hunter with a very small subscriber count decided to explore an old castle said to hold dark history, hoping to capture something that would finally prove to his audience that the stories were real. From the very start of his recording, the tension was there from the sheer atmosphere of the place.
First of all, watch the outside window. There seemed to be a face peering in. But watch as I turn the camera, there's a figure by the wall.
In that very first pan, a faint face could be seen in one of the windows, almost too uncanny to be human. The clip then cuts to another pan from a different angle, and again, another faint figure could be seen inside the castle, as if it was watching him move around the grounds. The hunter was frightened at the time. Fortunately though, he pressed on, determined to keep filming. This isn't the end of his investigation, and the story inside the castle is only just beginning, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the continuation of this story in one of my next videos. Kokoko, a channel known for exploring eerie, abandoned places, recently uploaded footage from an abandoned hotel that had been empty for several years. The building itself was in total disarray, with debris scattered across the floors and walls crumbling from neglect.
開けたり足音だったりなんかどかしたり普通に誰かとバッティングしてる可能性はあるんで、
まあ、バッティングだったらまだいいけど、
もしちょっと出くわしたらこんにちはって感じで
笑顔で。
ガラスとかめちゃめちゃあるんで、うわどうなってんですか。迷路だな本当に。入り組んでますよ。長年手つかずだったところが去年の秋に解体が始まった。去年の2018年の秋頃に、違う6月か6月に始まって去年の2018年の秋頃に、でそれがピタッと止まった、ピタッと止まっちゃったんだよね。これから8階に帰ります。屋上か。屋上か。
As the group made their way toward the rooftop on the 8th floor, the camera happened to catch something unsettling. In the frame, a shadowy figure could be seen standing in a doorway, though none of the explorers noticed it in the moment. It was only after the video was uploaded that viewers began pointing it out, confirming that the figure had been captured on film. The team didn't react at the time, but the discovery has left everyone shaken since. This moment is just one part of the investigation, and I promise that this video is going to be revisited and covered more in future uploads on my channel. Octavio was home alone when her dogs suddenly started barking non-stop, their attention fixed on something downstairs. Curious and a little uneasy, she went to check and was stunned to see a pair of red gates she kept inside her home moving in a mysterious way on their own. Wanting proof, she set her camera up on a table and caught the unsettling moment on video. The gates swung back and forth without anyone near them, leaving no explanation for the movement. Octavio admitted afterward that the experience left her shaken, and now she's looking for a ghost hunter to help get rid of whatever is haunting her home. I wish them all of the luck I can possibly give on banishing the spirit, because nobody deserves to live with something like that. Ragalzu has appeared before on this channel when he returned to the school he once attended and caught terrifying proof that it was haunted. But this clip that I am about to expose your eyes to is different. because it didn't happen at the school, but it actually happened in his own home. After leaving that place behind, Ragalzu always feared the ghost might have followed him, and one night he decided to record in his bedroom just to be sure.
¿Qué quieren que vea? No, miedo no tengo. Siguen aquí. Siguen aquí. Me acaban de abrir el carro.
The footage shows his wardrobe door creaking open at a decent pace, even though he was alone in the room. Just seconds later, the bedroom door slams shut violently, as if something wanted him trapped inside. Finally, an object falls on its own, and then a shadow can be seen peeking out from behind his chair. For anyone who doubts what he caught before, this video adds a chilling layer, proving that the haunting may have followed him home. Ragalzu's story didn't end with his bedroom doors moving on their own though. Just a few nights later, while he was asleep, strange noises woke him up again, and this time, they were way more mysterious. At first, he tried to ignore them, but they grew louder until he decided to get out of bed and investigate.
¿Cuál es esta habitación? Sí. ¿Macumba dijeron? ¿Puedes volver a cerrar la puerta? Se desenfocó la cámara. Ya estoy aquí adentro. Ahí. Mira. Salgan. No, déjame cambiar la cámara, quiero ver aquí. La vez pasada se vio una cara detrás mío, quiero ver si vuelve a aparecer. Tómalo. Uy, acaban de... Miren ahí. Ahí está.
As he left his room, one of the nearby doors suddenly slammed shut with no one else around. He cautiously pushed it open and stepped inside. But once he was deep in the room, the door closed behind him on its own, trapping him for a moment. Eventually, he plucked up the courage to approach the door to leave, shaken and unsure what he had just experienced. The footage ends there, and with no further updates since then, it's clear this may not be the end of Ragalzu's haunting. Ian, also known as the Midwest Ghost Hunter, has spent years traveling to some of the creepiest abandoned places across the Midwest, sharing his solo investigations with those brave enough to follow his adventures. In this continuation of his exploration of the old abandoned theater, Ian found himself lingering near the main staircase after a series of strange encounters earlier in the night.
Okay, I'm hearing weird noises up there. It sounds like there's somebody up there. What the hell was that? God, guys, it literally sounds like she's coming down these stairs. I smell perfume. What the heck? I smell perfume. And it's starting to feel colder in here, too. Ma'am, you don't have to be shy. Feel free to come down and talk to me. Madam, what's your name? Oh my God. I heard that. That was a lady's voice. Thank you, ma'am. I heard you loud and clear.
As he stood there, he began to hear odd noises coming from upstairs, so he raised his camera and snapped a few pictures into the dark. That's when the atmosphere shifted. Disembodied footsteps echoed, coming down the stairs toward him, though nobody was visible. The air grew noticeably colder, and a faint scent of perfume surrounded him, as if someone had just walked past. Then, clear as day, a woman's voice whispered the name Mabel. The theater's history is full of mysteries, but Ian had never encountered anything this direct before. This specific clip ended there, but Ian was rattled, however, still determined to press on. Subscribe, because this story is far from finished, and Ian's next video will continue to uncover what haunts this theater. Juan Ferrada was having a nice and relaxed night watching television and slowly dozing off to sleep. He was getting closer and closer to rest, and his eyes were slowly closing, so he decided to power off the TV and call it a night. However, it was when he did this that his front door started knocking really aggressively. Out of fear, Juan entered freeze mode and couldn't move, unsure of who could be so demanding of entering his house at this late hour. Eventually, he buckled up the courage to check it out, and it was the last thing he could have possibly expected. Somehow, there was nobody on the other side of the door, and no matter how many times he chose to open and close it, still, no one appeared. It was almost as if the knocking was coming from thin air, which is obviously impossible, so this had to be a spirit. Juan is currently in contact with several ghost hunters who are expertised on the matter, and it is only a matter of time before he gets the help he needs. I wish him all of my luck. On January the 23rd of 2018, a video was uploaded to Facebook that would cause everybody who witnessed it to question everything about life. It was captured by a man called Diana Ramos, and he had never experienced anything that he would label as paranormal before. Whilst this did mean he wasn't confident in the existence of ghosts though, he was open to changing his interpretation, and this event definitely did that. Take a look.
Al fondo. Es por donde hubo el incendio, ¿cómo?
Ahí oye, en la cámara, acaba de pasar ahorita una niña corriendo.
¿Ah, sí?
Oye, la niña que llora. Oye, te juro que en la cámara acaba de pasar ahorita corriendo, una niña. Oye, ha corrido hacia acá. Oye, te juro que ha pasado ahorita una niña corriendo. Ahorita mira, te voy a hacer el video.
Entro por el fondo.
In the corner of his eye, Diana noticed some sort of human figure gliding behind the doctor, and it was well known that nobody was in that room. After reviewing the footage and showing it to everyone else in the room, they all agreed he wasn't just seeing things, and this was an urgent matter. The doctor informed his boss of the incident, and they agreed he could relocate to another room if it bothered him, and he took the offer. Hopefully this spirit doesn't follow him there too. Just hours before this next clip was recorded, a couple were happily enjoying their joint day off together without the kids. They hadn't had so much time together in ages, but instead of choosing to go to a fancy restaurant or a proper day out, they thought staying home was the best idea. For a while, things were peaceful, as they should have been, and there was no sign of anything out of the ordinary happening, until there was. All sorts happened in their house, and they were forced to sprint to church and ask for help. Unfortunately, the priest needed proof of what caused this, so they had to go back into the house with a camera, and this is what was filmed.
Są tylko klucze.
O, ale masz schody. Do nieba.
Ja muszę stąd wziąć tylko klucze.
Okej.
Wychodzimy.
Dobra.
Wychodzimy.
Wychodźmy szybko. Co to miało? Kompas.
Agnieszka, zaspokoję. Tu się dziwne przodzacie przeżyć.
Ja się boję, bomba, wyjdźmy stąd już, proszę cię, co?
Słyszysz? Mówiłem ci, że tu się dzieją dziwne rzeczy.
Co się dzieje?
Idziemy. Czekaj, muszę zamknąć dom.
Literally, all sorts happened when they returned, and to call this a paranormal surge would be a disrespectful understatement. This stuff was on a whole different level, and the priest agreed after seeing the footage. They are scheduled to visit in a few days' time, so from now, it's just fingers crossed until something happens. If you were to guess 3 places that were most likely to be haunted, I bet your guesses would include the basement, a graveyard, and some sort of medical center. If you did say one of these 3 things, you were right, and this upcoming video proves that. When Paddy's mother was hospitalized for the foreseeable future, he visited the facility a lot to check up on her. However, there was one area of the hospital that was strictly forbidden. It was what used to be the waiting room. But after rumors of some sort of ghost terrorizing it, the owners of the hospital had to relocate the room and deem this one out of bounds. One day though, curiosity got the better of Paddy, and he decided to do a little bit of investigating. He thought this story was a load of rubbish, and maybe it was a cover-up to try and hide something. This is what happened on his voyage.
Maganda na 311 ngayon ah. Pwede. Ay, takina. Ay, shit. Ay.
For a small period, nothing much happened, and Paddy was becoming extremely convinced that his theory was correct. He was looking everywhere to see if there was something that could possibly be a hidden piece of information, and finally, he found something. It definitely wasn't what he expected, though. Out of seemingly nowhere, a human-looking figure appeared in the corner of the room, and it was dressed in a purely white robe. The thing that made this even weirder than it was is that when Paddy panned the camera back to the corner, the spirit had disappeared entirely. After showing this evidence to his friends, they all said it must have been a weird light casting, but Paddy had a feeling that this was real, and being the one in the room, his verdict is the most important. Let me know what you think in the comments. The Devil's Tramping Ground is a North Carolina hotspot for paranormal activity, and many people are too scared to give it a visit. Fortunately for us, a man called Kevin, who professes in ghost hunting across the United States, decided to visit the location to help show people that ghosts don't actually harm people, they just play with them. Throughout the video, small things happen that could easily be excused for a natural cause, but at one point, something truly unsettling took place, and you should have a watch.
Maybe ever who was here before had to get out here in a hurry.
Probably because the police showed up. Like, hey, not allowed to be here. I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Is there anything in it?
No.
In the background of the video, a white human figure was walking through the forest, as if it was just a regular day. This definitely wasn't a human because of its full, white appearance, and the way its movements glided, so Kevin was 100% certain this was a poltergeist upon reviewing the footage. 36,000 people saw this video, and that's 36,000 people who will never want to visit this location. When a married couple are both suffering from poltergeist activity together, you would think it had become slightly easier, but that could not be further from the truth. The following video captures a paranormal surge that happened in a couple's household, and the scariest thing is that this wasn't even the first time one happened. For the past month, they have both been experiencing this, and it is no surprise that the wife said what she did at the end.
Creep me out.
Yeah, that's why I said let's put it all away.
Baby, I know, but I'm just like nervous.
I'm getting upset because
we're gonna close it off. Let's close it away. Let's. Oh shit, baby, baby. I was trying to put it away and fuck. What was that? Well, I'm like that. Did I hurt you, baby? Did I hurt you? Did I bump into you?
Yes.
I'm sorry, baby. I'm real sorry.
I'm done.
Baby, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was not my intentions, honey. Hold on.
I want to stop.
How the f that mother moving like that? Baby, you seen that? You seen that shit?
I told you. I'm literally done with this. I'm about to just go in the other room because you're starting to piss me off.
Baby.
I don't want to play around with this shit no more.
Baby, I'm telling you, I don't want to play it neither, but it's just crazy, baby.
Like, are you serious?
The wife was done with all of it, and thought that if they stopped entertaining the ghost with a reason to haunt them, then it would eventually stop. I hope that this is a true theory and that her husband actually takes action on it, but I guess we will never know. A few years ago, a TikTok account was made called The Dark Truth, and its only goal was to document a haunting that a man was going through. It was really bad, and he supposedly couldn't go more than 2 days without something strange happening, so it was only a matter of time before he sought the internet for advice. One day, he decided to do a live stream to showcase that his short videos were not staged at all, and that things would happen at random points in the day. Something weird happened in this stream, but I'm going to let you figure out what.
Once I have an idea, it what? It wants to be afraid of it. Let's get what? Huh? My sink? This is my kitchen. My sink? What do you mean my sink? What do you mean my sink? Don't even say that. That'd be scary. I have to live here by myself. Oh, hell no. Hell no.
At first, the man didn't even realize what was going on behind him, and it was very sneaky from the spirit. It was toying with him to a new extreme, and even threw something down the stairs while he was innocently sitting on them. If I was this man, I would contact a ghost hunter immediately, and for his own safety. I really, really hope he does. Ghosts like this are not easy to deal with at all when faced alone. Ian, better known online as the Midwest Ghost Hunter, has been featured on this channel countless times, traveling solo to some of the most haunted places in America. In this clip, he was once again exploring the same abandoned theater completely alone at night. Determined to dig deeper than before, He made his way down into the building's basement, a level long rumored to hold some of the theater's darkest energy.
Okay, there's definitely someone in there. Sounds like people talking in here. Hello? Who's in there? Talk to me. What's your name? Oh my gosh. Is there someone in here? There's literally nobody in here. Yet it sounded like there were. What's that smell? That smells like cigar smoke. Alright, I know somebody's down here with me. Could you give me a sign of your presence? That door just opened! Oh my god! What just happened? Look at that. What? Are you serious? How do you explain that? That drawer just...
While walking through one of the side hallways, he suddenly stopped. There were voices, faint, but definitely there. They didn't sound like echoes or animals. They were human, speaking low and steady from somewhere deeper in. He followed the sound. As he reached the far end of the corridor, the voices abruptly stopped. He turned to scan the area when, just ahead of him, a drawer slid open by itself. He froze, stunned, and backed away, breathing heavily. He opened and closed the drawer to make sure it wasn't rigged or already loose, but it had been shut tight before. Remember to subscribe because this story will be continuing in future videos. Jonah had always been a little skeptical about the idea of ghosts, but strange noises in his house had started to make him uneasy. For weeks, things had been happening at odd hours, such as sounds that didn't line up with creaky pipes or wind outside. Eventually, one night, he couldn't ignore it anymore and decided to document what was going on.
Vengo de mi casa. Escuchan mucho ruido.
The video begins with him running in fear, his deep breathing echoing through the camera's mic. He steadies himself and starts walking cautiously around the house. When he comes close to the bathroom, the door suddenly slams shut right ahead of him, making him back away quickly. You can hear him whispering "okay" to himself a few times, almost like he's trying to prepare for what's next. He continues his exploration, nervously moving into other rooms until a huge clatter breaks out, and he finds items scattered across the floor. Just as he's trying to process that, faint music begins playing, luring him deeper into the house. The clip ends with Jonah walking toward the sound, only to see a child's toy rolling away on its own while still playing music, leaving him completely shaken. Sarah had always suspected her house wasn't entirely hers, often hearing knocks, creaks, and whispers at night that couldn't be explained. After months of second-guessing herself, she finally decided to make a video to document the activity once and for all. She hit record in her kitchen, introducing viewers to her haunted home and explaining how the strange energy had followed her for years, ever since she inherited the place from a distant relative.
Como saben, aquí fue donde la señora falleció. Se cayó en el piso, están remodelando todo y ahorita ya están empezando a escucharse los ruidos. Ay, no. Puede ser posible. ¿Viste eso? Se abrió y este era uno de los lugares favoritos. No manches. Este era uno de los lugares favoritos de la señora. Se abrió la vitrina donde ella guarda todo lo que era su cristalería y todo eso, miren. Y si no saben la historia, aquí falleció la señora. Falleció en esta parte. De aquí de la lavandería. Están remodelando todo porque duró días. Entonces, cuando pasa eso, huele muy mal. Pero esto de verdad me sorprendió. Oye, ¿están escuchando? Se escucha música antigua, pero no hay nadie. No hay nada prendido. O sea, oye, ¿están escuchando la música? No hay tele prendida, no hay nada. Ahorita aquí está mi hija. ¿Escuchaste la tele? ¿El sonido? Sí, es que no pasa nada, no te espantes. No hay nadie ahorita y se está escuchando esa música. Y no es como que digas, está la tele prendida, no hay radios, no hay nada de eso. Ay, no. Estamos tratando de sacar todo, escombrando. Pero esto ahora sí me impresionó. Se abrió solo. Y aquí es donde la señora guardaba cosas antiguas. ¿Te ha pasado esto? ¿Trabajas en un lugar donde haya actos o actividad paranormal? Hoy sí se me enchinó lo que es la piel. Déjame un comentario.
Barely a few seconds into filming, one of the cabinets swung open on its own, catching her completely off guard. Sarah quickly pointed out all the reasons this couldn't be faked, showing the surroundings and dismissing any possible tricks. What stood out most to her, though, was that the cupboard held a piece of fine china passed down through her family. She couldn't shake the feeling that this heirloom might be the reason behind the haunting, like it was anchoring something in the house. Ever since that night, Sarah has grown more convinced of this, but can't bring herself to throw it away. Harry was in the kitchen late one evening when he noticed something strange, something that didn't feel quite right. Curious and unsettled, he pulled out his phone and started filming, hoping to catch proof of what he'd been experiencing.
What was that all about, dude? What the is that all about?
In the footage, a pan can be seen shifting on its own across the counter, clear enough to confirm movement, but hard to make out in full detail because of the lag in the recording. The rest of the video is harder to spot, but the sense of an unseen presence is undeniable. Davey has always been passionate about music, spending most of his free time practicing on his guitar and sharing clips on TikTok to build an audience. It was supposed to be just another casual recording session, him playing a few chords and working on a new melody.
She's searching for, I'm falling. In all the good times I find myself longing for change, and in the bad times I fear myself.
About 50 seconds into the video, while he's fully focused on the music, the cabinet behind him suddenly swings open on its own. Nothing is near it, no one else is in the room, and his hands are clearly occupied with the guitar. The timing makes it all the more unsettling, as if the spirit wanted to be noticed right in the middle of his performance. Danielle's family had gathered for what was meant to be a joyful and light-hearted moment, a surprise birthday celebration with cake, candles, and laughter. Everyone joined in singing happy birthday as she smiled, leaning forward to blow them out.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear John. Happy birthday to you.
I said happy birthday, Blondie.
What did you do? Did you do it?
That wasn't me.
That was strange, wasn't it?
That was weird.
She gave it a try but didn't manage to extinguish them all, the flames flickering stubbornly. Then, out of nowhere, every single candle blew out at once, as if an unseen force had finished the job for her. The room fell silent for a split second before her family reacted, some gasping, others nervously laughing, but clearly unsettled by what they had just witnessed. What should have been a simple family tradition quickly turned eerie, leaving them to wonder if something else had joined the party that night. Jorge Cruz had long believed that something dark had attached itself to him. Friends and neighbors knew him as a man who always carried stories of strange disturbances, like objects shifting in the night, whispers in empty rooms, and cold spots that followed him from house to house. He had even moved multiple times, convinced a change of scenery might help, but whatever this was, it never let him go.
Yo. I just woke up. Hello. There's this. Shit. Oh shit. Oh. There's something going on out there. There's something walking around. There's something clearly up there. It looks like it's approaching this way. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh shit! Oh. Oh shit! What the f?
One evening, while home alone, Jorge heard strange noises echoing from another room, so he grabbed his phone to film. The noises grew louder and more chaotic until, without warning, a few items flew off a shelf as if hurled by an unseen force. Startled, Jorge stood up, and that's when he noticed something chilling in the reflection of his mirror. The cross that had always hung above it had somehow been flipped upside down. The sight left him frozen, convinced more than ever that his haunting wasn't tied to a place, but to him. Antonio had always thought of himself as a skeptic, the kind of guy who rolled his eyes at ghost stories and blamed strange noises on pipes or the wind. But recently, his home had been giving him second thoughts. Small things would happen that he couldn't explain, such as lights flickering when no storm was around, or his cat hissing at corners of empty rooms. One night, already on edge, he decided to film in case anything unusual happened again.
Io metterò del colore. È inutile. E acá non c'è niente.
Out of nowhere, the entire flower set on his table, vase and all, suddenly toppled over and smashed against the floor. His cat bolted out of the room in fright, while Antonio just stood frozen, staring at the mess and whispering to himself, unsure of what had just happened. He couldn't figure out if it was something paranormal or just a bizarre coincidence, but the unease that followed stuck with him. Little did he know, this was only the beginning of what was about to escalate inside his home. The very next day, Antonio tried to shake off what had happened, convincing himself the flower set must have just tipped somehow. But later that night, while sitting on the toilet, any doubt he had left was ripped away. Out of nowhere, a series of loud, deliberate bangs echoed against the bathroom door. He froze, calling out to see if maybe someone had come home early, but the house was completely empty. The scariest part was that the door was several feet away from him, too far for him to have bumped it or caused the noise himself. After sitting there in silence, heart racing, Antonio admitted that whatever was happening was no coincidence anymore. This was something targeting him directly, and he was beginning to realize he might not be able to ignore it much longer. Alex had been uneasy for a while, sensing something off in her home but unsure what it was. One evening, she decided to film her bedroom door, hoping to catch any unusual activity.
Я его видела, посмотрите туда. Я видела эти волосатые ноги. Боже, кто это? Мамочки. Боже. Что это? Тут никого нету. Что это было? Дети сидят, смотрят телевизор. Муж на работе. Старшего сына нету. Он ушел гулять. Вон он, ребят, видите? Видите, вон он бежит. Вон он пробежал, ребят. Вы это видели? Он пробежал. Вы видели его рога? Вы видели?
The door suddenly creaked open by itself, revealing the room beyond. Hesitant but curious, she walked inside, and it was her child's room. Everything was exactly as it should be, and nobody was there, yet the air felt heavier than usual. Alex stepped back, unsettled by how ordinary the room looked while still sensing an invisible presence lingering just out of sight. Helen's Homestead is a YouTube channel that documents explorations of paranormal places, but they are much smaller than the huge ghost hunters that you usually see on this channel. The following video was an adventure into a Scottish castle, and there was no doubt it was haunted according to the locals. So much of the castle was occupied by slaves and dungeons containing prisoners, so it is no surprise that they all stuck around to spread their wrath on visitors of the castle. Helen didn't think it was real, but explored anyway.
Catherine. Within its labyrinth of hallways and rooms, there's no sign of ghosts, but there's one place I haven't checked.
It's now nearly 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm down here in the dungeon. We were having dinner earlier tonight down here. And it's definitely a very, very different mood now. The rest of the castle have gone to bed.
Now I should point out I'm the only one in the dungeon. Just me and my camera, and I'm facing the only doorway.
So, had no signs of her tonight. But if ever you were going to see a ghost, you think it would be here. So maybe it's all just rubbish. Maybe it's all just hocus pocus. Maybe there is no such thing as ghosts whatsoever. Anyway, I'm prepared to wait. Catherine. Oh, Catherine.
The chair next to me is about to start thumping on its own. You'll be able to clearly hear it.
It's creeping me out now. Okay, I get it. I'm going. Okay, Catherine, I get it.
Then something moves in the dungeon, but I'm not staying to find out what it is.
I'm freaking going. I'd like to think I'm a pretty rational person. But, if you're interested to play back what's on that tape.
The chair banging on its own with such purpose is what scared me. And an intense electric feeling down the right side of my face and head.
I don't know if you can see that, but I'm shaking like a leaf. Anyway,
during the daytime, literally nothing happened to suggest that this place was remotely haunted, and Helen was starting to believe that maybe this place was just a myth used to create a tourist attraction. However, the basement changed things. Out of nowhere, the chair started thudding as if someone was swinging on it, and when Helen was sent running out of the room, something left in there moved next. It was good content for the YouTube channel, so the team packed up the next day and left, not wanting to disturb the spirit. Our next clip was captured by a more high-profile ghost hunter on YouTube, and the name of their channel is Memoria Sobrenatural Inc. And from the name, you can tell they are not English. Fortunately, they dubbed their videos into the English language though, meaning we can get a full glance into this paranormal investigation. It took place in a house that someone was interested in buying, but wanted to check the status after suspicion of paranormal activity. This is what the ghost hunter was able to find.
Foi encontrado o corpo do homem aqui dentro. E ele quer deixar uma mensagem, mas o quê? Não me recordo desse varal aí em cima, com um negócio pendurado. Talvez essa aqui seria a cama aonde ele dormia? Ou talvez seria a cama de outra pessoa e o quarto dele seria outro. Opa! Olha isso! Olha isso! Olha isso, mano! Olha isso, pessoal! Cara do céu, velho! Minha nossa! Cara do céu, é assustador! Quem é que está aqui próximo a mim? Escuta isso! Escuta isso! Ó! Tá pra cá! Ó! Tem alguma coisa pra cá! Opa! É aqui! Ai! Olha aqui, ó! Olha o quadro, mano! Olha o quadro! Rapaz do céu! Tá me retorcendo aqui, velho! Ai, minha garganta seca! A minha garganta tá seca, cara! Eu quis dizer sobre outro quarto desse aqui, ó. Com essa cama. A minha garganta tá seca, velho. Bicho do céu. Quem é que...
It was extremely obvious that this place was ridiculed with poltergeists, and it was not a nice one. The man behind the camera claimed afterwards that he felt a horrible feeling all the way down his spine, and this feeling only happens when there is an evil presence inside of the room. This meant that whatever was inside of here would not be hard to get rid of, and I wish luck to whoever that task gets given to. It's bad enough experiencing haunting things as a ghost hunter, but imagine suffering from paranormal activity as an innocent man. Brugi was your regular person living a regular life in his house, but suddenly it started to become riddled with haunted activity. For quite some time, he couldn't figure out what it actually was, but eventually, it started opening up more and more with this video being one of them.
Está dormido, ya hasta se me quiere regresar la comida. Estético usa todo hasta allá. Imagínense qué tan grande está. O sea, real es todo este pedazo. Ay, cabrón. Seguro se grabó. No. pido por este pedazo.
Now he seemed to become stunned after looking up into the attic, and despite not being able to make anything out myself, perhaps he saw something that I couldn't, and there are cases of this happening to people. This will also help experts identify the type of spirit, so hopefully Brugi contacts one and finds out. Kubo, a regular guy who often shares random late-night thoughts and life updates on his page, wasn't someone you'd typically associate with anything paranormal. He lives in a quiet home, in a quiet neighborhood, and nothing out of the ordinary had ever really happened there. But this particular night felt different. According to him, the air had a strange stillness to it, almost like the house itself was holding its breath. Everyone else was out, so he was completely alone. Just him, the silence, and whatever was about to happen. He'd already brushed his teeth, shut everything down, and climbed into bed like usual. He was just about to scroll for a bit before sleeping when it began.
You're knocking on my bedroom door. Hello? Hello? Just leave it alone.
The bedroom door beside him started knocking. Not a single tap or a faint creak, but a sudden and aggressive series of knocks like someone wanted in. Kubo got up slowly, clearly confused and unnerved, and moved toward the door. But as he stepped out to check, the door across the hallway, totally closed a moment earlier, swung shut right in front of him. No wind, no one else in the house, just that eerie moment captured on film. He stood frozen, breathing heavily, the silence even heavier than before. The clip cuts there, but Kubo later said he stayed up the entire night, unsure of what he'd just witnessed. The following day, Kubo tried to brush off what had happened. He told himself it was probably something with the pipes, or maybe the house settling. Still, the way that hallway door had slammed shut, he couldn't quite shake the image from his mind. That night, even though nothing had happened all day, he found himself double-checking locks and lights, making sure everything was exactly as it should be before heading to bed. He even left a few hallway lights on, just in case. Still, when he finally settled into bed, there was a part of him hoping it really was over, but it wasn't. It was sometime around 2 in the morning when he first heard it. This low, shifting noise coming from inside his bedroom. Not loud, but unmistakable. Almost like fabric dragging against itself, or something brushing against the floor. He sat up slowly, unsure if it had come from his dream or from the room itself. The noise came again. He reached for his phone and began recording, the screen casting a soft glow across the room as he panned it toward the source.
I know I haven't posted in a couple days, but I've been staying out of my room because it just got to be too much, but I swear I'm hearing voices coming from there the last like 20 minutes.
What the camera caught next only lasted a split second, but it was enough to send chills through anyone watching. Hanging in thin air was one of his shirts. It hovered mid-air for maybe half a second, as if being held by something invisible, before dropping straight to the ground with a soft thud. There was no breeze, no vent nearby, nothing that could have caused it. Kubo gasped and pulled back, muttering something under his breath. The clip ended with the camera pointed toward the floor, his voice shaking, whispering that he didn't know what he just saw. In the hours after, he didn't go back to sleep. He sat on the edge of his bed, lights on, heart racing. Even when the sun came up, the image of that levitating shirt kept playing over in his head. For someone who'd never believed in anything paranormal, this was starting to feel too real. FIFA is a popular game for many and has been for years. It's probably the best video game remake of the sport, hence its popularity, and the victim of this next clip, Ouija, was casually enjoying it. He had just finished a really long shift at work, so needed some gaming time to wind down. Little did he know that it'd have the opposite effect. It was literally going to stress him out 100 times more than work ever could.
Astagfirullahaladzim. Astagfirullah. Ini jam berapa sih? 11. Dalam keadaan nyala ya.
Out of nowhere, the keyboard started playing when he scored, and he went over to prove that it was fully working. The camera also showcased that his wife was fast asleep, so she could not have had anything to do with the incident. Whatever made this happen was an unnatural cause, and the only person who even has a slither of hope stopping them is a ghost hunting expert. The following video took place when a man heard something, but he was unable to pin where it was. In case it was a neighbor or something minor like that, he chose to ignore it and continue watching television. However, every minute or so, the noise would happen again, and it got to the point where even if it was a neighbor, they deserved to be told to shut up anyway. The man stood up, mobile phone in hand, walking around the house double-checking that it definitely wasn't in his home before complaining, and he's lucky he did. Take a look.
Alright, I have to start recording again. I know I just heard something. You guys are seeing this, right? You gotta be joking me. What? You gotta be joking me. Oh, jeez.
Strangely, a small human figure was pressing itself against the door, and this was creepy as hell, for obvious reasons. I don't know a single person in the entire world who wouldn't feel fear in the face of something like this, and you could feel the fright in the voice and movements of the man behind the camera. For the next few days, he and his children were living on edge and praying that whatever thing was left them alone. Fortunately, nothing happened over these few days, which actually gave them a slither of hope that it really was gone. You should never get so comfortable so soon after a poltergeist strikes though, because they can come back at any moment, and this clip proves that.
Okay, I have to start recording because we've started to hear more things around the house, and kind of nervous. Yeah. Okay.
This time, they were hearing noises again, so the father took his camera and walked around in case anything absurd took place. Randomly, some objects were thrown to the ground in the kitchen, and then the distressed child left his room, saying he heard something. As the father panned the camera back to his son, a shadow figure was seen standing abruptly still, and at first, he actually missed this. It was only later when he was scrolling through the footage that he realized how scary this actually was. This time he took action and called a helpline for people suffering from ghosts, but they could only send experts within the next few days. This is why the family had to endure one more haunting before help arrived.
I'm sorry. I've heard... It's been non-stop. I've heard these knocks. I I think you should get away. I think you should go away. I think you should go away. I don't know. I don't know what this is. Okay, no. Okay. This is scary. Okay.
The knocking was persistent and scary, especially for the little girl. I hope for her sake that this is sorted soon, and you subscribe. It started as just another quiet night. The woman was relaxing in her house when something caught her eye, a painting on the wall, gently swaying back and forth, without any obvious cause. It wasn't near a vent or window, and nothing else in the room was moving. Curious and a little unsettled, she pulled out her phone and started filming.
I thought I saw the picture move. Oh my God, I did see it move. What was that? Oh my God. Oh, this gave me the chills. Oh man. Okay. That's the pots and pans moving. Why are the pots and pans moving? Oh my God. Shit.
The painting continued to shift rhythmically, as if nudged by invisible hands. She decided to check the kitchen next, and what she found made her stop in her tracks. The pot and pan rack hanging from the ceiling was swinging steadily, as if recently pushed. Then, as if on cue, something suddenly fell from the tabletop with a loud thud. There was no one else in the house, no tremor, no reason for anything to be moving. Shaken by what she saw and felt, she reviewed the footage and couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. Since that night, she's kept her camera close and her lights on, unsure what might happen next. James and Tyler were just out looking for a thrill, exploring an old, supposedly haunted house they'd heard rumors about for years. With their gear, camera ready, they decided to film the whole thing from the moment they stepped inside.
So, let's go in the house. Do we go in the warehouse or the...
Let's go in the regular house.
Alright.
What the hell? Dude, seriously. Whatever happened to this fucking house?
I don't know.
Look at your stairway. What is that?
I think it used to be a garage or something.
No, because the garage was that. It had to be.
Yeah, that's like a warehouse, yeah.
Look at the roof, it's all fucked up.
Where?
In there, shit, look.
Oh, yeah.
Door. What the? Look at that shit.
Huh?
Free glass.
to the other door.
Where?
In the middle of the living room.
The roof is off. Holy shit! Dude! Oh my... Go! Go! I could have sworn a person. Dude, there's a person. Holy shit. Yeah, there is. Nick, I'm not...
The footage shows the inside of the house in total disrepair. Dust, broken furniture, and rubble scattered across every room. As they move through the chaos, the one holding the camera pans upward, and that's when it happens. A faint, ghostly figure walks silently across the landing above them. It's transparent, slow, and eerily calm. The boys freeze for a moment in disbelief before panic takes over. They bolt out of the house, slipping on the debris as they sprint toward the front door. Outside, they barely catch their breath before vowing never to go back. Whatever that thing was, it was enough to make them stop laughing about ghosts for good. In the following video, a trio consisting of one boy and two girls had been hearing stories for years about their school being haunted. Whispers of strange figures in the halls, books falling on their own, and unexplained noises after dark were passed down from class to class. Curious and determined to get proof, they signed up for chess club just to have a reason to stay late. When everyone finally cleared out, they slipped into the main building with a camera, hoping to find something.
So we're here at Garland High School right now. We're looking for a ghost because apparently a girl died in the cafeteria and we're trying to find her.
She was a big bitch. She was at a dance.
Yeah, and
so they say she's wearing this long, flowy dress. Looks kind of ethereal or something.
Yeah,
ethereal? You know, like ghosty or angel-y.
I don't know, but so we're trying to find something and we don't know what we're trying to find exactly. And so we think she died here obviously because this is where the hell the dance is. And
What the f*** is that? Oh my god.
what was that noise?
Did you see it?
Did you hear that?
Oh my god, help! Dave.
What?
Oh my god. What is that?
What?
Did you see it?
As they set off to wander the dim corridors, a ghostly apparition suddenly jumps out from around the entrance to a staircase and vanishes just as quickly. The moment is quick, but terrifying. None of them saw it coming. All three scream, turn, and sprint down the hallway in a panic, their fear echoing louder than their footsteps. They didn't go back for their chessboards. After reviewing the footage at home, their shock turned to silence. It wasn't a shadow or a trick of the light. Someone, or something, had jumped out at them. The school never felt the same after that night, and none of them dared stay late again. A husband and wife were getting ready to put their daughter in bed one night when something nobody expected happened. The time was 9 p.m. and the husband started asking his daughter if she was ready for bed, and the energetic girl denied this. Every single time he asked, she would beg for 5 more minutes, and eventually, the wife left the room to go to bed and left the husband to it. This is what happened.
Hey girlie, you ready to take a nap?
No.
No? 5 more minutes, then we have to go sleep, okay? We're gonna have to turn Peppa Pig off.
No.
I'm sorry, I know.
Out of nowhere, the toy cabinet behind the gate opened and spilled its contents onto the floor in an aggressive manner. Neither the girl or father knew what caused this to happen, but they both ran to tell the mother of the family very quickly. From this point and forwards, the little girl has nightmares about ghosts, and I pray that they end up coming to a halt sooner rather than later. In the following video, a trio consisting of one boy and two girls had been hearing stories for years about their school being haunted. Whispers of strange figures in the halls, books falling on their own, and unexplained noises after dark were passed down from class to class. Curious and determined to get proof, they signed up for chess club just to have a reason to stay late. When everyone finally cleared out, they slipped into the main building with a camera, hoping to find something.
Like, I swear to God, there's something in my closet. This just keeps making noise. I don't know if y'all, like, heard that or anything, but I swear. I know, like, look. Oh my God. There's, like, no one doing that. That's... What? Dude. Oh my God. Okay, I know I'm not crazy. This happened the past 4 nights. Everyone keeps saying I'm crazy. Oh my God. Oh.
As they set off to wander the dim corridors, a ghostly apparition suddenly jumps out from around the entrance to a staircase and vanishes just as quickly. The moment is quick but terrifying. None of them saw it coming. All 3 scream, turn, and sprint down the hallway in a panic, their fear echoing louder than their footsteps. They didn't go back for their chessboards. After reviewing the footage at home, their shock turned to silence. It wasn't a shadow or a trick of the light. Someone, or something, had jumped out at them. The school never felt the same after that night, and none of them dared stay late again. Two little girls were sitting at the dinner table, enjoying their meal, while their mom kept an eye on them from across the room. Everything seemed normal at first, but one of the girls suddenly stopped eating and stared past the camera, her expression turning from confused to terrified.
Finish eating.
When I'm done, can we get our fries?
Yeah.
I just... what? Don't scare me.
What?
I'm scared. It's okay.
I just turned off the lights, that's all. What was that?
I'm scared.
What are you doing? Oh, what, Nani? Look at me. What are you scared of? The fish? Oh, the fish died.
What?
Angel's sleeping already. It's raining, girls. Nani, are you almost done eating? Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. But you gotta listen to me. Turn around. Look at me. What's the matter?
She pointed towards something in the corner, insisting she saw something, while her sister laughed and teased her for being scared. But then the girl screamed and bolted into their mom's arms, shaking. The laughter quickly stopped when the second girl looked in the same direction and her smile vanished. Her face twisted in fear as she too ran crying into her mother's arms. But the strange thing is, neither their mom nor the camera caught anything unusual in that direction. Whatever they saw, it wasn't visible to anyone else in the room. After that night, both girls refused to eat in that room again. Angel Martinez was a man with no superstitious beliefs whatsoever, but when he heard about a haunted complex from his brother, he had to investigate. Roughly 2 months ago, his brother was forced to move out of the house because his parents started charging a ridiculous rent, so he went to stay in a small and cheap apartment complex. This was a big move for him, and he was super nervous, and this only enhanced when he realized the place was haunted. He kept informing Angel Martinez of this, and despite having no belief, Angel trusted his brother more than anyone else, so agreed to come and check it out, and he actually found something. Take a look.
Entonces, ¿qué es eso que se escucha? ¿Qué es eso que se escucha? Bueno. Hola, 100 puntos. Hola, 100 puntos.
For quite some time, nothing happened, and Angel was seriously considering that his brother might have started going crazy. But then, the event took place. A ghostly apparition walked across the second floor of the complex, and it was very obviously not human. You'd expect Angel to become scared and run away after this though, but he didn't. He stayed strong. Next, he decided to walk around the back to the area that used to be a school, and the room there has not been occupied for 15 years. This might just be why.
Mira, estoy grabando esto. Bueno, estoy un poco asustado, pero igual. Mira, esa aula está enllavada, pero esa luz quedó encendida cuando se fueron. Ya el colegio tiene mucho abandonado. Mira, la luz se enciende y se apaga cuando yo estoy largo, pero cuando yo me acerco, mira lo que pasa. Ahorita se enciende y se apaga. Ahora mira, ahorita cuando me acerco, mira. Mira, yo sé que puede ser una falla porque está ese cepo parpadeando. Ajá, yo lo entiendo. Pero yo no entiendo por qué cuando yo me acerco, mira, no ha parpadeado ni una vez. Y el aula está enllavada porque así la dejaron los maestros. Ahora mira cuando yo es que ando tartamudo del asustado que estoy. Ahora mira cuando yo me alejo. Mira, ¿ya viste? Mira. Ahora mira cuando me acerco. Mira. Nada. Ahora mira ahorita que es que estoy tartamudeando. Ahora mira ahorita que me aleje. Ahí está. No fregué. No creo que sea un defecto del aula. Mira, se apagó. No creo que sea un defecto del aula, pero lo que voy a hacer es que me voy a encerrar allá donde estoy cuidando. Es que mira, aquí es bien oscuro. A veces hasta esa luz le agarra así. A todas las luces le agarra así. Mira, sigue parpadeando, mira. Ahora, si yo me acerco rápido, corriendo, para no darle tiempo. Nada, mira. ¡Ah! Ahí está. Ya no se volvió a apagar.
The lights were flickering as if there was some sort of electrical issue, but it was too coincidental that it stopped whenever Angel walked away. This place was haunted as hell, and he could resonate with his brother now, and help to convince the wider family. The Paranormies are a group of well-experienced ghost hunters who visit locations and see what they can find. They post their findings onto their YouTube channel so that people like us can see what ghosts are capable of, and it truly is fascinating. In the adventure that I am about to expose you to, they were responding to a scary story of an old friend who may have been part of a homicide in the 1970s. The spooky, abandoned town of Piney is where this took place, and they wanted to investigate the train station first, and weird signs popped up right away.
You can moan for us so we can hear it. You can do it into one of our microphones or into our ear.
Look at this, man. I didn't see over there, but that looks like it's coming down too.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. Like where I'm shining, that looks like a TV, the actual two-part of the TV.
Oh yeah.
All around the station, they were finding appliances such as televisions, stoves, and refrigerators, which was really weird, considering the purpose of the building was supposed to be a transport mechanism. The team theorized that it must have been converted to a storage unit, but as I said, this was just a theory. After coming up with this, they continued their train station adventure without much else to think about. This location had been debunked, but not a house in the town. Next, they all went to the closest house in the abandoned town, and what they found there was much weirder.
Silence.
Really?
Like I actually heard like a lot of voices, but like then it just would stop for like 10-20 seconds at a time, and then it would just pick up again, which is super weird. So if it's silent in here right now, it could pick up again any second.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh my god. Was that upstairs? No, that's outside.
Holy f, man, it sounded like a piece of the house just busted off.
What? That might have been it, because look at the roof.
Was that a piece of the house or was that you? Oh man, that freaked me out. My hands are shaking. Holy smokes.
There was something standing here, right?
What's that?
You saw it too?
Yeah.
Something was standing right here.
It looked like something was standing right here.
Oh my god.
But I saw it for like a split second.
A thump was heard by the whole group, and it was almost as if a victim of the homicide was still haunting the town. I will continue this story in a future video on the channel. William Davies was winding down in his bedroom when he heard the soft creak of the door moving. At first, he thought it was just a draft, but then it happened again and again. No windows were open and the heating wasn't on. He grabbed his phone and began filming, thinking it might just be a loose hinge or bad alignment.
Whatever that was. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, just move back a bit then. Isn't that amazing? Get too close to the door. Postman. No way. Holy shit. Makes me wonder. Strange. Definitely has right now. About the clock. They're fleeing things. Whoa. Not possible. Got some pull on it as well.
In the footage, the bedroom door sways all by itself, as if something is actually in contact with it. As William turns the camera to scan the rest of the room, the cabinet door beside his dresser swings open just as deliberately. There's no sound, no sudden gust, nothing visible that could have triggered it. Afterward, William sits down and replays the clip multiple times, watching how precisely everything moved. The timing feels intentional, like something unseen was reacting to him. He checks the hinges, tests the cabinet, even places items inside to see if anything shifts naturally, but everything stays still until the camera comes back out. That night, he leaves the lights on and tries to sleep with one eye open. The fear isn't from what he saw, but from knowing he didn't imagine it. Something in that room moved, and whatever it was, it knew he was watching. In the following video, Matty was home alone when he heard the bells from the front door ringing. This usually meant that somebody had entered the house, but upon checking, nobody was there, so he assumed it was the wind. However, when he started hearing this again later in the night, he was not going to be as foolish. Matty took his camera this time to capture the phenomenon on camera, and this is what he was able to see.
I don't know what's going on with these dogs, bro. They're scared of something. Yo, I'm telling you, bro, that's the second time I heard those bells, bro. The second time I'm home all the alone, bro. Nobody is home. Nobody. No one is home. Nobody is home. And those bells. What's wrong, Petey? What's wrong? What do you see? You see something? You see something over here? I'm telling you, those bells, I heard them twice. What the f*** is going on? Petey! 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 Petey, what's going on? The TV turned on. The TV turned on. Petey, let's go. Go, Petey. Go. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go out. What the is going on? What the is going on? What the is going? It turned off. It turned off. Lucy, Bentley, let's go. Bentley, get out. Let's go. Tiberius, let's go. Get the out. Get the out. Get the out. Let's go. Tiberius. Lucy. Oh my God. Charlie, let's go. Come on. Come on, who's home? Come on, who's home? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Come on, T. Come on. Lucy.
The chiming bell was definitely not the biggest issue in this house, because from falling objects to a self-activating TV, this place had it all. Experts have no idea why a poltergeist would choose to target Matty, especially considering nobody else, including him, ever noticed something weird inside of the house again. This is one of many big mysteries on this channel that will likely never be solved. The woman in our next clip loved her job as a cleaner at the old church. Every day, she took pride in making the place shine, enjoying the quiet moments among the ancient stone and stained glass windows. But one day, while working late, she suddenly felt an icy chill creeping through the air. Feeling uneasy, she decided to record a video for her friend to show what was happening.
I want to go back there quick.
In the footage, a heavy wooden door slowly moves by itself. She turns around, startled, and screams. After that, she left work early and told her boss she wouldn't be returning. The experience shook her deeply, and the church that once felt like a second home suddenly became a place she wanted to avoid forever. Two kids were messing around in the kitchen one afternoon while their family's Ring doorbell camera picked up everything. They had been watching scary videos earlier and were still hyped up, joking loudly to each other. "I ain't scared of no ghosts." It was all fun and laughter until it wasn't. Just after one of them repeats the line, the door ahead of them slams shut with full force, seemingly out of nowhere. Their faces go from playful to terrified in a heartbeat. They scream, running around in a panic, not knowing whether to open the door or hide. Eventually, they yank it back open and bolt straight through the house, crying as they race down the street to their grandma's place next door. Later that evening, after things calmed down, their parents reviewed the footage. There were no windows open, no fans on, and nothing they could find that would have caused the door to move like that. Everyone agreed it wasn't just wind or coincidence. It felt like a direct response to the kids mocking whatever might be in the house. Since then, they haven't gone back to that kitchen alone, and next time they talk about ghosts, they'll think twice before taunting them. No one in this family ever thought their house was haunted. It was barely 9 years old, and everything about it felt normal, except for one thing. Ever since they were kids, they'd hear the sound of someone digging through their big plastic tub of Lego pieces upstairs. It was the same tub where they used to build Bionicles, and the rattling noise it made was loud and unmistakable. But sometimes, that sound would echo through the house when no one was up there.
Yeah, I hear that very loudly. Dude, that is weird. That's loud. That's loud. Yeah, that's very loud. Come in. Come. What's going on? Shh. There's literally nothing in here. And look how heavy this is. Yeah. Hang on, there's nothing up here. What the crap? There's nothing in here either, look. I could hear it when we got about halfway down the hallway. Yeah, it stopped as we got closer.
I just heard once. Like I came out and heard like shh.
That's all I heard.
Yeah, but we heard it.
We were sitting there.
We were sitting there and we heard it.
You heard it start?
Yeah, we heard it start and it went for like...
How long ago before you got me?
It probably went for about 10 seconds, 10 or 15 seconds.
Let's watch it. Let's watch it. You'll watch it. So you can...
In the recording, you can clearly hear the distinct plastic clatter coming from the closet, like someone sifting through the pieces. The two brothers rush toward it, open the door, and find absolutely nothing. No person, no movement, just an eerie stillness. They figured that was it, just the same weird sound they'd been hearing for years. But when they showed the footage to friends and eventually cast it onto their living room TV, someone caught something that none of them had seen before. In the far back of the closet, a huge Bionicle figure they'd built as kids can be seen slowly turning its head right before the clip ends. They raced upstairs to check, and sure enough, the figure was still there. Same pose, same position. The neck joint is stiff, not loose, so it shouldn't have been able to move at all. The family says they've never felt in danger, but ever since that night, none of them go near the closet alone. Kyle Anthony was home alone while his fiancée was out with her sister. At one point, he heard laughter coming from the basement, but it only started the moment he opened the door. The sound was unmistakably like a child laughing, which made him uneasy since he has no kids. He quickly shut the door, still shaken by the strange noise.
Alright, I am home alone, and I am hearing a little kid laughing in the basement, and I do not have children. This is freaking me out. Yeah, you hear it too? Go. Move. We'll try to go down there. Oh God, let's see if we hear it. Goodness gracious. Shit. Do you hear that? Oh my God, that's freaky. I don't have children. And I'm home alone. My fiance just went with her sister to the mall. Don't hear it anymore now. Goodness gracious.
In the footage, as Kyle opens the basement door, the laughter begins suddenly and echoes through the house. Later, he opens the door again, but this time nothing happens. The silence makes the moment even more eerie as he stands there, unsure of what to believe. Left unsettled, Kyle is now trying to figure out what's going on in the basement, so feel free to leave him some form of suggestion for his future in the comments. To call the Midwest Ghost Hunter a regular on this channel would be a severe understatement, because he appears in at least 98% of my videos. This is because he never fails to provide long compilations of ghostly footage from places he visits, and they seem to get more frightening every single time. In today's video, he was in a haunted theater by himself, and he wanted to gather evidence that this place was as bad as it seemed. This is what he caught.
All right, well, Reverend Henry Doty Maxson. Here is his office. Let's see if anything happens. Reverend. Are you in here? Are you okay with me visiting? Your office here? That's his old chalkboard right there. And that is his handwriting. They've kept that preserved. That must have been from his last lecture before dying. Father, if you are indeed in here, could you tap on your chalkboard? Make a tapping sound like you're writing on it. I would be amazed if you did that. What the? That sounded like paper being moved. It was on this desk. Like, whoa. You see that? Dude! Look at that! That has to be it. Look at that. It's literally hanging off of the table. Look at all the other ones. They're like straight, and then that one is just completely. Henry, did you just move this piece of paper? I wonder what's on this paper anyway. It's more of his writing. Reverend, if you're sitting at your desk right now, could you move something once more? Use whatever energy you need. You can use it for my camera, my voice recorder, whatever you need. All I wish to do is learn from you. Learn about the afterlife. Whoa, I'm feeling like coldness over here. It's like emanating from this desk. I'm gonna get a reading with this.
Strangely, the Reverend decided to move a piece of paper to the edge, despite it being its own preserved piece of writing. This was likely to scare Ian, the ghost hunter, but if that was the goal, then it was a big fail because he was not going to give up on this investigation. So subscribe for more clips inside of this theater in future videos. The following video was captured towards the end of a paranormal investigation conducted by Ryan and his friend. They were both visiting a known site for paranormal activity called the Adrian, Michigan Ghost Trestle, and none of them actually thought anything would happen. Throughout, though, they were surprised as many haunting things took place, and eventually they came to the conclusion that they needed to leave or something terrible could happen. As they were about to exit the facility, a car drove past them, and then this happened.
There. Oh, shit. All right, I'm turning on the app. He just grew. Oh man, that's freaky. I just got the chills up my fucking spine. Oh, here comes the car.
After the incident, we decided to leave. But as we were leaving, a car drove past us, and we caught one last spooky moment on camera. Did you see it? Let's show it again. At the time, me and Trent were the only ones there, and yet there was this shadowy figure underneath the trestle as the car passed. Neither of us saw it at the time, but as I was editing the video, I noticed it, and I instantly got goosebumps.
Strangely, a ghostly figure was standing beside the car, and it is important to know that Ryan and his friend were the only two people in the vicinity. What's even spookier is that neither of them actually noticed this appearance at the time, and it was only while editing footage that Ryan exposed this bizarre phenomenon. The Hammerly family have been dealing with strange paranormal activity for a while now, and regular viewers of their TikTok page or this channel will likely remember some of their earlier experiences. From moving objects to unexplained noises, the haunting hasn't shown signs of slowing down. This time, one of their followers left a comment suggesting they confront the ghost directly, half-jokingly telling it to pay rent or get out. Not expecting much, the father of the household decided to give it a try.
Because we'll get the Trestle from our task as well.
TikTok says you need to get out or pay rent.
Sitting casually on a chair, he speaks directly to the air, saying, "Either pay rent or leave." There's a moment of silence, and then suddenly, a large canister behind him tips over and crashes to the floor. He doesn't jump or scream, just freezes completely still, staring ahead in stunned silence as the weight of what just happened sets in. Afterwards, the family admitted they hadn't expected any sort of response and were shaken by how quickly and clearly the ghost reacted. They're debating bringing in a spiritual expert or medium, but haven't committed to anything yet. If this is how the spirit reacts to a simple joke, they're left wondering what it might do next. After the canister incident, the Hammerly family went a few days without anything strange happening and started to believe, maybe jokingly, that the ghost actually listened and left. The house felt calm for once, and they were almost ready to move on from it entirely, but that quiet didn't last.
Go away. Go away!
The wife was cleaning up in the kitchen when something small but unsettling happened. As she stood at the counter, a tissue dispenser subtly slid across the surface on its own. She paused, a little startled, and aggressively told it to go away. Then she reached over, pulled a tissue from it, used it, and placed the dispenser back in the same spot. Almost immediately, it slid again in the exact same direction, same slight movement. She froze, clearly unnerved, and just stared at it for a second before stepping away. Afterwards, she told her husband what had happened, and they both agreed it felt more deliberate this time, like whatever's in the house was testing boundaries, or making sure they knew it hadn't really left. With the ghost seemingly interacting with both parents now, the family is back in the same place they were before, uncertain, a little on edge, and seriously considering bringing in someone who knows what they're dealing with. Chamos is the name of a YouTube channel with over 1.5 million subscribers, and in the video that I am about to show you, they caught something unreal. One day, they decided that they were going to visit a haunted location called the Abandoned Hospital of Cambay, and they all believed that this place truly was a hellhole. Little did they know this theory would be proved so easily. All the way through the night, terrible things happened, but the people on the mission were extremely brave and knew a ghost wouldn't harm them. This is the most frightening thing that was captured.
Viu?
Não queria lembrar.
Não queria lembrar, eu entendi alguma coisa, a mulher de branco.
Mulher de branco? Tem uma mulher de branco aqui que vaga nesse local? Ó, olha só.
O cara tá estourado, ele tá aqui perto.
É, cara do céu, velho.
O cara tá estourado, ele tá aqui perto.
É, cara do céu, velho.
Just as they were discussing a white ghost that haunted the walls of this place, the man behind the camera panned to the side, and some sort of apparition could be seen taking cover. The truth is, we will never know if this was the exact ghost they were discussing at the time, but this event was rather frightening regardless. William Davies had only discovered his house was haunted about a week ago, and ever since then he'd been dealing with constant, unexplained activity. Objects shifting, doors creaking without reason, and strange noises at all hours had started to wear him down. After enduring a full week of this, he finally decided he needed proof, not just for peace of mind, but to help convince others that something really was going on.
I don't think that's supposed to happen. Whoa. I want to see this impressive newspaper come off the shelf. Says We'll get right back. Go on then. Press it. Ooh, but you know, how is it old? Is that possible? Strange choice of newspaper, though.
He set up his phone and started talking aloud, encouraging whatever was in the house to show itself. After a tense pause, a folded newspaper sitting on the edge of a nearby table suddenly dropped to the floor on its own, with no breeze or visible reason for the movement. William jumped slightly, not out of fear, but out of validation. This was exactly what he needed. Afterwards, he shared the footage with close friends and even reached out to a local paranormal group for advice. While he's still not sure what exactly he's dealing with, the moment marked a shift. He no longer feels like he's imagining things, and now he's not facing it alone. Memoria Sobrenatural, NC, is a ghost hunting team that's seen a lot over the years. But one of their members recently got called out for something a little different. A real estate agent, interested in flipping an old, long-abandoned house, wanted a paranormal check before making an offer. The building had a history, but nothing officially documented, just word of mouth.
Olha isso é espetacular. Vocês viram? Minha nossa, cara. Dá uma olhada nisso, ó. Cara do céu. Cê é louco, mano. Vocês viram isso, mano? Vocês viram isso, mano? Opa! Opa! Cara, é espetacular, não é? É espetacular ou não é o que houve ali, ó? É espetacular ou não é o que houve ali, ó? Rapaz do céu!
The hunter walked through with a flashlight, narrating the condition of each room. As he entered one in particular, a chair in the middle of the room suddenly slid several inches across the floor, all on its own. His breath caught as he backed away, clearly shaken. The camera shook slightly as he tried to stay calm, but ended up repeating the words, "Oh my God," in panic. Eventually, he left the room out of fear, but instead of backing away into safety, he backed himself into an even more bizarre room.
Se existe algo aqui próximo a mim, que se manifeste neste momento. Ai, minha nossa! Tá, bexiga! Olha isso! Olha isso, mano! Cara do céu! Opa! Minha nossa vida! Rapaz do céu! Que é isso? Que é isso? Que é isso?
This room was far more haunted, and lots of stuff was happening inside. The team reported the footage back to the real estate agent, and they immediately deemed the house to be off limits, because who would buy somewhere as frightening as this? A man living with his wife and 2 daughters started noticing something strange. One of his daughter's dolls kept moving overnight, shifting positions when no one was around. Concerned and a bit spooked, he shared the story with his followers online, hoping for advice. Many suggested trying a Ouija board to communicate with whatever might be connected to the doll.
So someone suggested I try using one of these boards to try and see if it'll say anything. I'm not going to touch the little plastic piece because obviously then it would look weird if it moved. So I'm just going to ask it questions and see if it moves the thing at all. Do you have a name? What is your name? You have to move the little plastic piece to reveal letters and spell something. It just moved. All right, I'm done. I'm not doing it.
In the clip, he sets up the doll on the sofa next to the Ouija board, hesitantly asks the doll for its name, and watches as the planchette slowly moves a little on its own. The movement is subtle, but unmistakable. Suddenly overwhelmed with fear, he quickly walks away from the board, leaving everything behind. The aftermath is tense, and he's left questioning what he just awakened and wondering if the doll's restless energy is something more serious than he first thought. An everyday Canadian YouTuber has been hearing strange noises coming from his basement while his kids are asleep upstairs. Concerned but trying to stay calm, he decides to film what's going on.
Hey guys, an everyday Canadian. I was upstairs and I'm hearing banging. Now, I just did the laundry not too long ago. I know it's not the laundry machine because I know what it sounds like. And there is literally sounds coming in my basement right now, and it's freaking me out. Kids are upstairs asleep, and I'm gonna go down and check right now. This is freaky right now because I rarely go in my basement. It's an unfinished basement. Holy shit. Oh, what the f is that sound? Like, holy shit. Like, I don't even want to go down there. Holy shit. It's f***ing dark. Hold on, guys. Let me just get my light on here quick. Holy shit. This is freaking me out. Holy shit. Oh, God. I hate basements. My laundry machine just stopped. It's just me in the basement. Holy crap. What the f was that? What the f?
He cautiously heads down the stairs, and just as he reaches the middle, a loud clang echoes through the space. He keeps going down, flashlight in hand, and when he reaches the bottom, he spots one of his kids' toys moving slightly on its own. The unsettling moment leaves him wide-eyed and tense. The aftermath has him wondering if the noises are just the house settling, or if something else might be lurking downstairs, making him consider whether to investigate further or find a way to keep his family safe. Christopher Aron was walking around his daughter's bedroom, just tidying up and making sure everything was in order before bedtime. It was a quiet night, but as he moved through the room, he couldn't shake the strange feeling crawling over him. It was like the air had shifted, or as if he wasn't completely alone. Trusting his instincts, he pulled out his phone and started recording, hoping he was just being overly cautious.
Cat's downstairs. It wasn't her. I guess that's my son. Huh. Any other signs? Can you open the other door? Can you open the other oven door? Will you open the other door? Thank you. Now I know you're here. Can I get any other sign? Any other sign at all?
In the footage, the toy oven door slowly creaked open by itself. There's no one near it, no vibrations, no obvious cause. The motion is smooth and unsettling, as if something unseen had deliberately opened it. Christopher stands still for a moment, caught off guard, then lowers the camera with a confused expression. After checking the toy thoroughly and finding nothing wrong, no loose parts or built-in springs, he steps out of the room. He replays the footage a few times in the hallway, growing more uneasy with each watch. It wasn't dramatic, but it felt too intentional to ignore. Something about that quiet, controlled movement gave him chills. He doesn't want to jump to conclusions, but he also can't forget what he saw. Whatever is happening, it's real enough to keep him on edge. Just after midnight, Leandro was lying in bed when he heard strange rustling noises coming from the back room. At first, he thought maybe something had fallen, but the sounds kept going, too sharp, too deliberate. Curious and slightly on edge, he grabbed his phone and walked over to check it out.
1 de julho de 2023. Nunca deixe sua porta aberta, ou isso vai acontecer na sua casa.
Será que é gato que tá aqui? Mexendo nas coisas? Mas não tem ninguém aqui. Ai, caramba. Acho que tem alguém aí. Que isso? Para! Que isso? Quem tá aí? Tranquei. Meu Deus, cara. Mãe.
O que tá acontecendo?
Não sei. Parece que tem alguém aqui.
Nossa, tem que parar desses vídeos aqui. Eu tô com medo já dessas coisas. Não tem ninguém, só tem batendo na porta e vem aqui.
When he opened the door, the entire room was in disarray. Items were scattered all over the place, as if something had been tearing through it in a frenzy. It reminded him of the way a cat might destroy a room, but the problem was, he didn't have a cat. He stood there in silence for a moment, trying to process what he was seeing, then stepped back out and shut the door. That's when the handle began to rattle violently, like something was trying to get out. Startled, Leandro flung the door open again, but this time, the room was completely still. No movement, no sound, no sign of anyone or anything inside. He checked the back door too, just in case. It was locked, deadbolted, no way in or out. Now he's even more unsettled than before, knowing whatever it was didn't leave through the door, if it left at all.